Hello and welcome to this video talking you through 6 Switch games for under £20 each that I simply never get tired of playing. These games are always great for just pick up and play fun. So let's start with one you may not have heard of. Joe & Mac Returns is the sequel to Data East's Joe & Mac Caveman Ninja. But while that game was a graphically impressive side-scroller, this sequel moves to a classic single-screen per-level arcade format. That makes for smooth 60 frames per second action, lovely 2D particle effects like snow and ash falling from the sky, and some gorgeous sprite work. If you ever wanted a game that encapsulated that arcade aesthetic from years ago, this is that game. There's classic arcade iconography like fruit to collect, power-ups, complete with the shout of, and huge screen-filling bosses. I love the music too, especially in the underwater level. The game is quite difficult to begin with, and it was clearly designed to keep you putting more money into the cabinet in order to continue, but as a one-credit challenge today, I love having one more go at this game every once in a while. Sega Ages Virtua Racing. I've made several videos about Sega Ages Virtua Racing on my channel already, and I gave it a straight 5 out of 5 at review, so I won't spend ages on it here, no pun intended, but suffice to say, the original AAA 3D racer is still an absolute blast to play, almost 30 years since it first came out. The 3 tracks are both beautiful and beautifully designed. The control system is far deeper than it first appears, and the visuals have gone full circle from cutting-edge amazingness through dated obsolescence right through to looking amazing again, arguably just like a super stylized modern title. The graphics are also objectively better than ever, since the Switch version here runs at 60 frames per second, which is double the arcade version's refresh rate, and there's no visible pop-in, no matter how high you send that amazing camera. It takes a lot of skill to win on all of the tracks, and then of course there's the superlative time-chasing gameplay to keep you playing for years more. This game is a true classic, the template for so many racing games that followed, and arguably the start of the modern era of gaming because this ushered in the 3D era. But best of all, it's only $5.99 RRP and often appears in the sale on the eShop. Sonic Mania. It takes a lot to say that this is the best Sonic game ever made, but having personally been a fan of Sonic since 1991, I truly believe that's the case. Borrowing levels, features and characters from all the classic 2D Sonic games, this is a celebration of everything that made the old games great. The first act tends to take a level you already know, and then the second act adds new ideas to these themes, creating genuinely new and very clever levels that interweave pathways and add in set pieces that will leave you beaming from ear to ear. The music is wonderful, the sprite work has never been so good, and if you do finally feel like you've seen everything the game's got to offer, there's a DLC pack to add 2 new, by which I mean actually really old, characters and routes to make it all feel new again. The last cool fact I'll give you about this game is that it was developed with the Sega Saturn's limitations in mind, making this arguably the 32-bit Sonic sequel that the Saturn never received. It's simply wonderful, and like Virtua Racing, this is often in the eShop sales. Towerfall. This is surely one of the greatest multiplayer games ever made. You're looking at footage of the single-player mode here, which is fine for practice, but if you regularly have 3 friends to play with in the same room as your Switch, you just have to buy this game. Devastatingly simple to grasp, yet very tricky to master, you simply fire arrows at your opponents. Trouble is, you only start with a handful of arrows, so any missed shots leave those arrows lying around for anyone else to pick up. You can catch arrows by dashing too, which makes for incredible duels between players. Whether you're playing it just for 5 minutes or an entire evening of multiplayer fun, it's an absolute must-have. Sega Ages OutRun. Now I know it's another racing game, but you really can't go far wrong with any of M2's fantastic Sega Ages arcade conversions. Even so, this one is a real standout in my opinion. Like Virtua Racing, this takes a beloved coin-op and makes it even better, here adding widescreen support and again doubling that refresh rate from the arcade to 60 frames per second. It may lack the stereoscopic 3D of the 3DS version, which is frankly even more miraculous than this, but the larger screen complements the smoothly scaling sprites beautifully, and it looks especially good on the new OLED Switch too. With branching routes for increased longevity and still one of the best soundtracks in any game, OutRun is one of my top 10 favourite games of all time, and it's absolutely at home on Switch.
Checkpoint!
Finally, Horizon Chase Turbo. The spiritual successor to Top Gear 2 on the Super Nintendo, this is a true retro racer with modern technology powering its stylized visuals. As you can see, it's blisteringly fast, and there are tokens on the track to collect in order to get a high enough completion score to continue to the next round. With limited nitrous to fire off for a burst of speed, and a fuel tank that must be kept topped up as you race by picking up fuel tokens that litter the track, there's a modest level of tactical play here too, but basically this is just fast, fun, simple racing action, and it's all the better for it. It's worth noting that there are DLC packs with even more courses to buy from the eShop, including an all-new Ayrton Senna license pack that sees you controlling Ayrton in look-alike F1 style cars. It's not quite as good as Ayrton Senna's Super Monaco Grand Prix on the Genesis and Mega Drive, but it's undeniably fun to hurtle through a sprite-scaly version of Eau Rouge. Even if you don't buy any of the DLC, the base pack still gives you hours and hours of fun, and there's enough variety between the tracks from different countries to keep you playing for a long time without getting bored. And perhaps due to its roots on mobile platforms, I do find that this game is absolutely perfect for pick up and play 5-minute blasts of fun. You can't go wrong with it. In fact, you can't go wrong with any of these games on this list. So, that is the list. Obviously, there are other games that we play a lot in my household. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the new Cruise and Blast is also great, and the Puyo Puyo games are always good fun for 4 players. But I do find that those games come and go in terms of how much we play them, whereas these games I can always rely on for a quick blast of fun. And it's been like that for years, so I really hope you enjoy them as much as I have. Please do check out my channel for more gaming videos, as well as music videos, tech reviews and more. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.